Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today, pressing play on the video. Lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. I must say, first of all, this is the first video I've made since I hit my 5,000 subscribers, and we're now well on the way to 5,100. So thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please press the subscribe button if you like what you see today. That would really help me. 6,000 is my next target, so onward and upward. Just to say also, if you want to make the project that I make today and you need the products, you can shop in my shop. Go to my blog, which is up here, paperdaisycrafting.co.uk, and add in this code Z7RVG6EA, and I can send you a free product gift next month. But today, this is number 39 of my card making for beginners course that goes along with the 1920 to 21 annual catalogue. I'm going to start a new course at the beginning of May when the new catalogue, the 21-22 catalogue, goes live. And this is the penultimate one of this course. I'm going to do my last one next week, and then we'll start again in May. This is a simple little Easter project to make. Does need a little bit of die cutting. And we haven't really covered very much about die cutting on this course, so I'm going to put that right in the next course. We will do a session on die cutting and how to do that. But these could be fussy cut. You could cut around these, or you could just stamp them straight onto the cardstock if you wanted to do that. So anyway, let's get on and I'll show you. Now, it's quite an unusual size, this card. It is, I'm going to just check that I've got it right. I think it's 10.5 by 10.5 centimetres. And I just happen to have in my stash a few little envelopes that fitted this size, so I just thought, oh well, we'll use them up. Don't know where they came from. I've had them ages. So 10.5 by 10.5. The panel of cardstock that's on here is 9.5 by 9.5, and then the white panel is 9. So it's 10.5, 9.5, 9. Or if you want it in inches, I will convert for you. It's about 4 inches. So then you'd need to do 3.5-ish. Be slightly smaller than mine, but I'm just rounding them up to the nearest one. Oh, hang on a sec. 4, maybe it's 3.5. You need 3 3/4. You need to do 3.5. Depends how big you want your borders to be. And then about that's 3.5. So what have I done here? So that's about 4. And then this is 3 3/4, and then this is 3.5. Yeah. Something like that. Sorry, I don't really work in cards with inches, so but very, very simple to make. Just going to make another one of these. I needed 9 altogether. How many have I got here? 5. I've already sent 2. I need to make another 2. I'm going to make one on camera today, and then I'll quickly make another one as well. So, piece of our thick basic white cardstock, and it needs to be cut to 10.5. Now luckily this measures 21 across there, so that means it's exactly the right size to fold. So if I cut this at 10.5 and then score, I wonder if you, oh no, not cut, no. I wonder if you've all got plans for Easter. Things have opened up will be opening up slightly here in the UK, so it might be that we can do a bit more. We're not doing anything over the actual Easter weekend, but on the Tuesday after the Easter weekend, when hopefully it won't be too busy, we're going to the seaside. We're going to Brighton to see my oldest daughter, and it's her dad's birthday that day, so we're going to have a trip out to the seaside. His request to go to the seaside and have fish and chips, so that he's a very low maintenance man, my husband, so that was easily accomplished. And it will be so lovely to see my daughter again. Gosh, I have missed all my 3 kids so much during all of this. So I hope that if you're in the UK, you're being able to see some of your loved ones. So that's just going to fit on there like that. So it's 9.5 by 9. So my card blank, once again, 10.5 by 10.5. My little panel. I must also say that I'm casing this from a project by Heather at Nellie's Hobbies, or Stamp with Nellie. And she made hers as little 3x3, so even smaller than this, little tiny ones. I just decided to make them slightly bigger, and I added an egg. She had 4 eggs on her, and I added 1 egg. But it really was inspired by her. So thanks, Heather. Always getting inspired by you. Some lovely ideas on Heather's blog. Stamp with Nellie if you want to go over and have a look. She's one of my Project Share friends, so I share one of her projects every Thursday on my blog. Right, and then the cardstock, the white cardstock, we need, oh, where's my trimmer? We need this to be 9x9, and this doesn't have to be our thick with basic white. This can be the thin, because it's going to be layered on top of the card, so it doesn't need to be the thick. The only reason you need thick is really to make a nice sturdy card base. There we go. And this will then layer onto here. But before we stick anything, we are going to decorate the panel. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler. It's 9 across there, so I'm going to mark at 4.5, so that I know exactly I've got it in the middle. Because although I think I know where it is, I sometimes get it wrong, and I'm just going to mark that at 3.5 down, so it's not too near the top. So I've got a mark in the middle, and that's where I'm going to put my first egg. Now I have cut some of my eggs out already, but as this is the beginner course, I am just going to show you how I did that. So I've got a little piece of card here. I've got my eggs here. Now some of you who've watched me doing this know that I have cut my egg stamp in half, because I sometimes want to stamp just with one of these eggs. So when I need both of them together, because the die that I'm going to cut with cuts both of these out at the same time to save some time, I can just push this back together, and it's fairly easy to do, and it's just perfect positioning. And I did all of these eggs. I've got loads of eggs here that I did like that. Now I'm just going to use Coastal Cabana today. The colours I'm using are Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, Daffodil Delight, and Coastal Cabana. Right, there's my 2 eggs, and I'm then going to use a little bit of washi tape to make sure my die doesn't move. Just line that up like so. A little bit of washi tape, and then because this is so small, this will zip through our little mini. This is such a good buy, this little mini cutter. Although if it's your first cutter, just be aware there will be some dies that won't fit through it. So it's up to you. Most I'm just going to have to move this. It doesn't like die cutting on my grid sheet. Oh, and that doesn't want to go through. What have I done here? That's better. Yeah, some dies won't go through. So if you're only going to buy one machine, you probably need the bigger one. But if depending on what dies you like, but this little mini one does it for me nearly, I would say 80% of the time I use the little one, because it's so handy. I have it sitting on my desk, and the plate's just in my shelf unit here, so it's all well within reach and so easy to do. And it's quite a good price point as well, that little one, if it's your first machine. But like I say, some of our dies will be too wide to go through it, and a lot of our embossing folders won't go through it either, so it's something to bear in mind when you're thinking about making a purchase. Right, so we've now got all our eggs. I've got a whole assortment of eggs here that I've cut out earlier in those 5 colours that I gave you. And what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to find some Tombow, which I haven't got out. Very remiss of me. There we go. Just pop that in my jar. A little bit of damp cotton wool in the bottom of my jar to keep the tip damp so that it doesn't dry out while I'm working. So I'm going to use a pink one in the middle here. So just a little bit of Tombow on the back there. I'll put that there in the middle of my card. Doesn't have to be straight if you don't want it to. It can be a bit on the huh. You can have a higgledy-piggledy row of Easter eggs. I'm then going to do, and I'm using all the ones with the wiggly line, not the dotty ones for the moment. I'm going to do a green one, and that's going to come over here. And I'm going to leave about 1/2 centimetre between them. because that's going to be enough room for me to place another egg in a minute. And then I'm going to do a Coastal Cabana one at the end there, like so. And then I am just going to take a couple of dimensionals, and I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, and I want a dotty one now because I want them to alternate. So I want striped ones are the ones I'm sticking on the background, and the dotty ones are the ones I'm going to stick on top with dimensionals. Doesn't have to be that way, you can choose what you do. And then I just need a purple one. There's a dotty purple one for you. Thought I wasn't going to have one then. There we go. And that's all you need to do with your eggs. Like so, little group of eggs. And then all we're going to do is bring in our Happy Easter stamp, which I've temporarily lost. There it is. And I'm going to do this in Highland Heather. Lost my stamp pads now. Honestly, you wouldn't believe what a mess my desk is beyond where you can see. I've been working away all day, and it gradually gets worse and worse and worse. I will have to stop soon and have a bit of a tidy up. And there we go. And that just goes there. Just did that by eye, trying to get it in the centre. And then all we've got to do is layer, layer and layer. So we're going to layer this one onto the gorgeous grape. Could use Highland Heather if you wanted. I just happen to have some offcuts of gorgeous grape. So although the colour isn't in the eggs that I've used, or the message or the sentiment, I don't think it matters too much on this occasion that it's a darker purple. And I do quite like purple for Easter cards. I do think that's quite... And these are just quite sweet, very quick to do, sweet little Easter cards. And for me they were great because I had a lot to send out, as I say. So I thought that was a good idea. There we go. There, and we're done, except what you could do, and this is where having the eggs separately will come into its own. If I find a couple of single blocks to put these on, find my chamois, just remember to clean those off, and you can just stamp a couple of little Easter eggs inside just to link that through. So let's go with, got the Coastal Cabana out here, so we'll go with that. Like so. And then I've got Highland Heather here as well, so I'm just using the colours that I've got close to hand, and we'll do a dotty one like so. And that's it. Very, very quick, easy little cards. I appreciate that it's got a little bit of die cutting there, but I know that a lot of people that have been watching my beginner series have actually taken the plunge and bought a die cutter now, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. This set, where is it? I had it out here somewhere, is just gorgeous. It's called Arrange a Wreath. I've used it for every occasion, I think. I've used it for birthdays, I've used it for Valentine's, I've used it for Christmas, I've used it for Easter, I've used it for general cards with best wishes. So adaptable, so versatile, and it's retiring. So if you think you would like this set, don't hang around, because I think this will be one of the ones that sells out quite quickly. Does come with the die set. You don't have to buy it with the die set. You can just buy the stamp set, but the dies are great as well. The dies are lovely. So just to let you know, it is retiring. And won't be available, definitely won't be available after the 3rd of May, but may well go out of stock before then as well. So anyway, that's my little Easter card for today. Hope you've enjoyed me doing that. Hope you'll join me for the last one of this series next week. That would be great. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. Might have a little think about that. But please bookmark your diaries. Sometime in May, I'll be back to start a new course for beginners. With the launch of the new annual catalogue. So we'll be looking at the new products in there and making lots of lovely, easy projects with products. So thank you very much for watching today. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll be back very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.